Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a video on the top 10 iPhone security tips. I would recommend that you do, or at least consider doing all of them. But even if you just do a few or one, you're going to increase the security of your phone regardless of which one you do. First security tip, as you can see here, I have the enter passcode screen. So let's go moving to the next slide. Enable the passcode lock on your iPhone. Most basic precaution you can take is to enable the passcode lock and set it to auto lock after a minute, which is by default the amount of time. By default, passcode is not required to unlock your iPhone. In the event that your iPhone is stolen, this will increase the effort required to crack into your iPhone. There are many settings to be configured on this one security feature, primarily for the physical security of the phone, meaning that if someone steals your phone, do you want them to easily be able to swipe your screen and get into your phone and look at all your data? No. So no matter what, make sure that you do tip number one. If you don't have this passcode lock on your iPhone is basically totally insecure. So next, choose a simple passcode that's difficult to guess. According to research done by Daniel Amate, iOS developer, the most common passcodes used are 1234, as you can see here on the graph, 0002580, so on and so forth. You see them all here. Whatever you do, do not use any of these codes because they'll be the first ones that people try. Okay? Absolutely will be the first ones. They know that they're the most common passcodes, so if somebody's trying to crack into your phone, what are they going to use? They're going to use the most common passcodes. Okay. While 1234 and 000 and 2580 are easy to remember and thus picked, 5683, the number representation of love. Again, avoid using this stuff. Avoid using things like your birth date. And avoid using repeating characters like 777 or 7070, etc. Okay? Choose something that's a little different than that. Like I said, not something easy and simple to guess. Okay. For the purposes of this presentation, I'm just going to show you where the settings icon is. It's on your home screen under settings. This saves me space in this presentation. I don't have to keep putting the settings screen on there. So next, set up a simple passcode. So set up a simple passcode. Go to settings, touch ID, touch ID and passcode. Turn the password on. Okay. Here it is on iPhone 5. It's a little different from iPhone 4. You will be prompted to enter a 4-digit passcode twice. Enter one. Make sure it's not one of the ones I just showed you. And here's how you set it up on the iPhone 4. As you can see, just go to settings, go to passcode, go to simple passcode, turn it on to the green. Green means go or on. So then you'll be prompted to enter a 4-digit passcode twice. So do that. Set an auto lock timeout. Okay, well, you're using your iPhone, you're at a food court or something, you've got your banking information opened up, and your food order comes up and you forget your iPhone on your table. Well, if somebody grabs your iPhone while you're going to get your food and it's still unlocked, hey, they're into your iPhone. They got all your data. The first thing they're going to do is turn the auto lock timeout off if you have it on, and turn the security features that will stop them from getting into your iPhone off. So, number one, make sure you do this. You do this by checking the settings, general, auto lock, and the default being 1 minute. If it's not set to 1 minute, set it to 1 minute, because even if you forget to lock your phone, after a minute it'll lock itself. So next, when you're setting up your simple passcode, you should enable the erase data feature. Okay? As I explained here, a 4-digit passcode means that you have a total of 10,000 codes if you include the 000 code. So anyone with enough time can eventually get to your data. They just keep punching in codes until they get one. Enable the erase data ensures that your personal information will be wiped off the device after 10 failed attempts. You know, it's like I said, this may sound scary, but you don't want your data to be accidentally because you don't want your data to be accidentally deleted by a child or a prankster. However, after a few wrong attempts, it stops you from trying for a minute. Then its next failed attempt, it increases the delay for 5 minutes and keeps increasing it until it's 30 minutes for the last few attempts before wiping the data on the device. If someone physically has your phone for that long and is trying to trying that hard to get into your phone, then more than likely you want your data wiped, because the person who's got your phone obviously has certainly not good intentions in getting at your phone. By the way, they will know that you are that they wiped your phone too, because it'll tell them that you're about to wipe the phone. Remember, if you connect and back up with iTunes or iCloud, you can restore your data using those services. At here's the backup link at Apple. I'm going to put this on the description as well, so that you can easily copy and paste it or link to it. So here's how I enable the erase data. It's basic, but go to settings, general, passcode. On the iPhone 5, it's a little different. You go to Touch ID and passcode, and then enter your passcode if you haven't done so already, or if you have. After you've entered your passcode, then you'll see the passcode lock, and then you see the erase data. And again, green means go or on, right? So, like I said, you want that because if somebody steals your phone and they're trying to hack into it, at least if they guess your password, it'll if they try and guess your password and don't get it in 10 tries, it'll erase itself. Okay, there are other functions and features for your lost iPhone, like Find My iPhone, which I will describe in this video as well. Okay, next, tip 2. Disables features that could be accessed without entering a passcode. So the notification center, access on lock screen notifications, slide this to off, no green, and today view, slide this to off with no green as well. Why? Well, you don't want data leaking past your locked iPhone screen, because that data can be used to compromise your accounts. Same with Control Center. Again, you don't want anything leaking past your lock screen, so make sure that you turn the access on lock screen off. Okay. Disable features that could be accessed without entering passcode. Again, voice control. If they can hold the home button down long enough to get voice dial, then they can use your phone without your password. Your passcode. So your passcode is basically rendered useless with these features. So make sure you turn this off. Okay. Basically, here's the allowed access when locked settings. Touch ID, passcode. When locked. Settings. Go to settings, go to Touch ID, passcode, allowed access when locked. Slide all of them to off or no green. And as you see here, Siri is on this, but it isn't available on an iPhone 4 unless it's an iPhone 4S. Again, do you want people who have access to your phone to have access to these things without your passcode? Unfortunately, Apple has enabled convenient features which actually take security away from your iPhone by default. Right? So by default, your iPhone is inherently leaky, data leaky, because even if you turn on your passcode and turn on your passcode thinking, okay, my phone is now locked and nobody can get into it. Well, all these features compromise that lock, so turn them off. Disable SMS preview. Messages can be previewed on a locked iPhone by default. Again, insecure. Although this is a convenient feature, there are serious security ramifications when it's used. Many applications send sensitive secondary authentication information, such as authentication codes via text message. This information on the wrong hands could further compromise your banking and other application credentials through the use of the reset password functionality. This feature should be disabled at all times. What that means is somebody could get your iPhone. If they know who you're banking with, they can say, hey, I lost my password, send me my password, and it'll show up on your iPhone as an SMS preview, and without them having to unlock your phone. Okay. Another example with me would be my my security alarm in my basically my security alarm. Every time I turn on the security alarm, it sends me a text message. Okay, and the text message tells the person, tells my iPhone my home address, and that either A, my alarm has been turned on, or B, my alarm has been turned off. Now, if somebody steals your phone and you know you go home, turn on your alarm, they know when you've turned on your alarm. They know my address too. Somebody stole my phone, that would happen. So, I don't want that SMS data to be previewed without somebody having access to the phone that has the passcode or the lock to get into it. So, as you can see, for security reasons, especially, in my case with the alarm system that tells the person who has my phone my address and whether my alarm is on or off, definitely I want this feature disabled, and it is disabled on my phone and should be on yours. Okay, more features. SMS preview. Here's how you turn it off. Go to settings, notification center, messages, and follow these screens here to get your phone to turn off the show on lock screen feature. I would do it to all your phone apps. Okay, so safety first, right? Yes, I know it's a convenience feature, and then you have to unlock your phone to see these things. But again, you're compromising the physical security of your phone by having these features on. So again, turn them all off for security if you want your phone to be more secure. Now, your screens may be a little different if you got an iPhone 5 or the new 6 as it's coming out, as the OS keeps changing. I can't keep up with that on this video, but basically the features are more or less the same. Just find where the show on lock screen is on your phone and turn it off. All right. Next, disable your mail preview. Again, another really convenient feature, but a totally insecure feature. So, here I have an example of my mail leaking my data. So, I got the mail preview and I don't need the screen to be locked. Well, you see the kind of data that the mail preview can send, right? Leaking data. Your password is 12345, bank of ID 555, whatever. As you can see, if somebody gets your phone and you're resetting your passwords because you're concerned, well, they're getting your password information on your phone. So again, here's how you turn it off. You go to settings, notification center, mail, your account, and then your account being whatever mail accounts you have, and then basically turn it off. So show on lock screen, toggling it to off or no green. You can clearly see why you need to do this. Again, I've already covered this. Note that every app in the notification center by default is set to show the screen on. Yes, it's convenient, but it's highly insecure. So again, go through all your notification center apps and turn off every single app in the notification center. I know they're very convenient, but again, it's a security risk to have them showing data past the lock screen. Okay, privacy issues due to, this is tip number 3, due to the inherent design of the iPhone. I would say due to the insecure inherent design of the iPhone. Keyboard cache. All keyboard strokes entered in an iPhone could potentially be cached for up to 12 months under the var mobile library keyboard dynamic text file. for autocorrection, including all keystrokes such as account numbers that were entered on your iPhone to register to banking applications. Note that the iPhone never stores what you type into a password field. So yes, they may not get your password, but they're going to get where your bank. They're going to get where you get your basically where you register for banking applications and other things like that. Every keystroke other than your passwords is being stored. Well, next, here's how you deal with that. You should clear your keyboard cache regularly. Unfortunately, you can't tell it not to do this. It just does it automatically. But you can reset it and erase it. So this is done by resetting the keyboard dictionary. Go to your settings, general, reset, keyboard dictionary, enter your passcode code, and this will delete all custom words you have typed on the keyboard. Okay? Read the note prior to resetting your dictionary, but again, you should do this regularly. Okay, automatic screenshots. The iPhone actually stores a screenshot every time you press the home button. These screenshots are used to create the zooming effect while returning to your home screen. They can be retrieved by prying eyes should your device fall into the wrong hands. Again, another physical security issue with the iPhone's design. How to prevent sensitive data from being captured as screenshots. If an application displays sensitive information such as social security numbers, account numbers, other data in full, then avoid using such applications on an iPhone. However, the risk is still present for built-in applications such as messaging, Safari, and other common functions. In this case, be aware of this design flaw. There's no way around this that I know of yet, and I'm sure Apple in the future will come up with one, but avoid tapping the home button while viewing sensitive information on your screen. Go to a different page, not displaying the sensitive information before tapping the home button. Now I know that's a pain. I know it's weird, but understand that if you've got sensitive information on your screen and you touch the home button or hit the home button, that data will be stored as a screenshot on your iPhone. Probably you didn't know that. Most people don't know this. I wasn't aware of it till I started doing, going into the security of my iPhone and these features. Another thing, geotagging. By default, again, iPhone stores the GPS location, longitude and latitude, or what they call the geolocation, on every photo you take on the phone. If you took some pictures of your secluded, secret vacation spot or your car parked in front of it and uploaded it to a social networking site, anyone viewing these photos could identify the location of your now not so secret vacation spot. Now, if you're a celebrity and took a photo of your house with geotagging enabled and on your iPhone, you would reveal the location of the home to the entire world by posting these pictures on social sites, unless you strip that geotagging data off. And the easiest way to do that is not to geotag your photos. Personally, I don't see the reason why every photo you take should have a GPS location of where you took it. I think it's kind of creepy. So let's disable geotagging. So you go to Settings, Privacy, Location Services, and disable the camera inside the location services. Here's pictures of how to do that. Again, I would disable the location services on as many things as you can on your phone. Okay, there's one thing I wouldn't disable location services on, and that is the Find My iPhone app, which I will cover later on in this presentation. Privacy issues due to the inherent design of the iPhone. Again, it was discovered that iPhone logs GPS coordinate data for more than a year and saves it onto a file called named consolidated.db. This file is also synced over iTunes upon backup and unencrypted. Now, this created a big stink with iPhone, and since the issue was discovered, Apple actually fixed the problem, quotation marks fixed, by reducing the amount of data stored in the file to just the last 7 days. So they still do it. They only do it for the last 7 days as opposed to an entire year or more than a year. So I would say, yeah, okay, thanks for that, Apple, but you're still, logging the data. On iOS to version 4.33 and above. So if you have higher than that, it only does it for 7 days. So the fix happened on that iOS version. They provided an option to manually turn GPS tracking off If you're using an older iOS version, upgrade it. Otherwise, go to Settings, General, Software Update, and understand that if you're upgrading your iOS version, that usually it changes the look and feel of your phone. Definitely does change it greatly between certain versions. Again, if you're using an older than 4.33 iOS version, upgrade. Absolutely upgrade. And realize when you do that, that the look and feel of your phone is going to change dramatically. Here's how to disable GPS tracking on the iPhone. You can turn all the location services off if you wish. I would not recommend doing that because I recommend using the Find My iPhone app, which requires this location service. So turn it off for all the applications you got it running with. Tip 4. Erase all the data before return, repair, or resale of your iPhone. Prior to selling or trading, upgrading your iPhone to a newer device, it is highly recommended that you wipe your phone of all its settings and user data. Warnings. Make sure you do a full backup using iTunes or iCloud prior to wiping the device. Make sure the iPhone is fully charged and plugged into a charger if possible prior to wiping it. Do not manually delete contacts, calendars, reminders, documents, photo streams, or any other iCloud data while signed into your iCloud account. Or the content will also be deleted from the iCloud servers and all your iCloud devices. In other words, don't delete this stuff while you're, well, as it states here, while you're logged into iCloud, because it will delete it from both iCloud and the phone. It'll be gone forever. Erase all the data before you repair and resell your iPhone. Here's how you do it. Go to iPhone, Settings, General, Reset, erase all content and settings, and then enter your passcode, and it will erase all your data. It'll turn the phone back into the state that it was in or would be in if you bought it new. Understand you're losing all the data on your phone by doing this. If you didn't follow the prior steps before returning, repairing, reselling, or giving away your iPhone, you can erase all the data from your iPhone remotely. If you're using iCloud and the Find My iPhone app on your device, you can erase the device completely remotely. You can remove it from your account by signing into iCloud.com/# or #find and selecting the device. Clicking erase. When a device has been erased, just click on remove from the account. What this does is, what removing it from the account does is it allows the actual device to be added to a new account. Until you do this, you can't. Like I said, this is all done online, not on the iPhone, and remotely. So here are the settings to enable this on the iPhone, and I will explain the Find My iPhone app later on in this presentation. Regularly update your iPhone's firmware. Well, the reason they're updating your iPhone's firmware, half the time is a security issue. The other half, I would say, it's some sort of upgrade to your operating system to give you new features, or a combination of the two, one way or the other. So here's the reasons why. You can read that. So we'll go next. How to check your current firmware version on your iPhone. Go to the settings, go to General, About, and check the version currently installed. When you do that, it'll tell you whether there's an upgrade available or not. Here I am doing it and checking for update, and my software at this point was iOS 7.12, and it was up to date at this point. Make sure you check your iOS version anyway. You want to keep the most recent version of the iOS on your phone at all times. To jailbreak or not to jailbreak? Personally, my recommendation is not to jailbreak. Now, if you don't know what jailbreak actually means, it means cracking the iOS software or the Apple operating system, but using an installer like Cydia, which allows you to get past the restrictions placed on the iOS placed on the iPhone. This is not illegal. It was deemed to be legal under the U.S. DMCA of 2010. So there's no legal restrictions stopping you from doing this. Some people will argue that jailbreaking is more secure, makes your phone much more secure. I would be tending to disagree with that. It does give you the ability to install third-party software not authorized by Apple, therefore not covered under Apple's end-user agreement. So here's the cons to jailbreaking. Okay, and I'll just leave this up for a little second. Basically, the big thing here is that jailbroken device runs all the applications outside the iOS sandbox or as the root administrator. So you can read over these facts here. Personally, if you look at the note at the bottom, it says unauthorized modification of iOS is a violation of the iOS end user software license agreement, and because of this, Apple may deny service for an iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch that has installed any unauthorized software. So, a large caveat there, right? I'd say unless you're an advanced user and you know what you're doing, I wouldn't go with the jailbreak option. Okay, here's the pros. Sometimes the guys who use jailbreak or who develop the jailbreak actually come up with fixes for things prior to Apple coming up with a fix. So, there's a slight advantage to that. Again, supporters on both sides of the argument. If you're a novice user with limited knowledge of security, then you should avoid jailbreaking. And if you know what you're doing and understand the risk, then it's your decision. Tip number 7. Enable Safari's privacy and security settings on the iPhone. Absolutely do this. The iPhone Safari browser provides some basic security settings. Disable the autofill. The iPhone has a feature to store and then automate completion of forms. Well, you don't want this on any browser, especially your mobile browser, but any browser you use, you should take the autofill out. It allows anybody who has access to your browser to actually get into things like your bank or your credit card account or whatever. Disable it, and here's how you do it. Again, settings, Safari, passwords, and autofill. Names and passwords, slide it to left to no green. So you don't want it storing this stuff. Enable, so here's step 2 to erase all saved passwords. Go to settings, Safari, password, autofill, save passwords, edit, check all the saved passwords, and delete. Delete, 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 enter the passcode, right? So at this point, as you can see, I've got a couple there. I just checked them off and then I said delete. I don't want this stuff stored. You don't want people to be able to log on to your Facebook or your Google account, whatever, and just cruise right on in without your password. Here's one I didn't know about, but I sort of blew me away. Disable passwords and autofill credit card caching. I didn't know it was caching my credit cards. Go to settings, Safari, credit cards, and slide it to the left for off or no green. Seriously, you don't want this data stored on your iPhone. Alright, this is the second step in deleting your credit card information, and if you do have saved credit cards, you want to get them off your machine. So let's go and do that. Go to settings, Safari, save credit cards and credit cards, and then choose your cards. As you see here, I got a bogus one I added on, and right here, and basically choose it and delete it. You don't want to have any credit cards in this area at all. All the credit card data should be deleted from your iPhone. Okay, enable block pop-ups. Clicking on malicious pop-ups could expose your phone to malware. Although pop-ups are blocked by default, you can verify this by going into the settings, Safari, block pop-ups. If it's not on, just turn it on and enable that feature for your phone. Another one is do not track. Here's how you get to that and how you turn that feature on. You don't want to be tracked. Although it is old technology, what the heck. Enable block cookies from third parties. There are 3 options here. The best compromise between security and usability is from third parties and advertisers settings, Safari, choose check from third parties and advertisers. Okay, so you want that on for that feature on at that setting. Enable fraudulent website warning. Well, by default this setting is off. You want this on, and weirdly that Apple chose to set that to off. But turn that on. You want to slide it over to the right with a green, and you want to be warned when when you're going onto a fraudulent website. You may want to clear the history and cookies and history and cookies data while you're there, and you should do that regularly. Tip 8: using Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and email securely. By default, the iPhone also retains settings of associated networks that it connects to. This allows it to automatically reconnect when in range the next time. Automatic association isn't recommended, as it is easy to spoof a network. So if somebody actually gets into your cell phone and sees the network you're on, they can actually spoof those networks and then access your iPhone's data that way as well. This is obviously an advanced hack to your iPhone, but there's advanced hackers out there, so why leave this stuff available for them to get at? I explained that here. Let's go next and navigate to settings. Choose the information on Wi-Fi, as you can see there, and then you choose forget this network. Basically, you do this for each one of your Wi-Fi networks that you have stored. Now, I know it's a hassle to have to log into the Wi-Fi every time you get onto it. So, for the most part, most people are not going to do this. They're going to keep this information on their phone, but be aware that it has security ramifications. So, using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and email securely, disable the Wi-Fi when it's not in use. It is recommended that you disable it. If the Wi-Fi is turned off, the iPhone connects to the internet via a cellular data network if available. In addition to conserving battery, it also eliminates Wi-Fi related attack possibilities. The cellular data network is more difficult to sniff compared to a Wi-Fi network, but not impossible. Google IMSI catchers or Stingrays and cryptophones for further info on cell data network vulnerabilities. Fake cell phone towers do exist, so people can set up a fake cell phone tower on their laptop or on a computer, a mobile device of some type, and sniff your data. So, just because you're on cell data only doesn't mean your security is not going to be compromised. Navigate to settings and slide the Wi-Fi button to the left so there's no green on it and it's turned off. Okay, disable Bluetooth when not in use. Several apps use the iPhone's Bluetooth capabilities to share files, information, and for gaming. Attackers could send unsolicited messages or steal sensitive information from Bluetooth-enabled iPhones using attacks such as bluejacking and blue snarfing. The iPhone does not provide the ability to turn off discovery. So what that means is the phone will be advertising its Bluetooth availability regardless of what you do. So the only measure you can take to disable Bluetooth is to disable the Bluetooth when it's not being used. Otherwise, it can be sniffed out. To disable the Bluetooth, go to Settings, Bluetooth, and toggle it to off as shown below. Okay, email security. Under tip number 8, make sure that the Secure Sockets layer, or SSL, is enabled when accessing email such as Hotmail or Gmail with your iPhone. If this setting isn't used, then your messages are not transmitted securely. They're transmitted using what they call clear text, which means that anybody can intercept that data and read it without having to do any hacking or cracking at all. It's just there for them to read. If you're unable to connect to your email service using iPhone and SSL, then I would say that's a strong indication that you should not use that email service on your iPhone and consider using an alternative email service. Hotmail, Gmail, and other popular email services work over SSL, and therefore I recommend using those instead. Go to Settings, Mail, Contacts, and Calendars, Accounts. Select one of the active mail accounts. Tap on Account and the name of it, whatever it's named, and go to Advanced, Incoming Settings, and under Incoming Settings, just slide the SSL switch over to the right with the green showing. That shows you that it's on. If it's not on, if it is, then you know that account is going to be transferring data securely. So make sure this is the case for all your email accounts if you have multiple email accounts. Number 9. Enable restrictions. If you decide to give your child an iPhone or access to your iPhone, it's highly recommended that you restrict your access their access to its many features. Parents should use the restrictions options to lock down some of the iPhone's capabilities, like preventing children from launching and using Safari, YouTube, the camera, or other inbuilt applications, preventing children from installing or deleting any of your applications, preventing changes to any accounts, and restricting explicit content based on ratings such as PG-13. Mostly common sense stuff that by default is unrestricted, because iPhone uh, makes the phone as accessible as possible to the person using it without having to change these settings. But seriously, if you're giving an iPhone to a child, understand that unless you prevent these things and or enable these restrictions, they have full access to the internet and all its glory. Okay, and for the most part, I wouldn't want my child going on the internet without any restrictions, or using my iPhone and deleting my applications and so on. So here's how you do this. Go to Settings, General, Restrictions, and then in there enable the restrictions, enter your passcode, and then slide on or off the restrictions that you want them to have access to or not. Okay, there's many, so it's up to you. 10. This is probably one of the most important tips for security on your iPhone, mainly because of physical security. Apple has made Find My iPhone application and service free with iOS 5 or higher. It only works on iOS 5 or higher, or in other words, iPhones 4 and higher. This application service uses the iPhone's GPS and helps track or track lost or stolen iPhones. In order for this to work, the application has to be installed and set up before the device is lost or stolen. So you can't do this after the fact. You have to do it prior to it being lost or stolen. It's a very handy feature and actually adds almost, I'd say, 100% security to your iPhone in case of it being stolen or lost. Before you can locate your devices, you need to set up iCloud and turn it on, and Find My iPhone and turn on Find My iPhone on each of your iOS devices and Mac computers. Here we're only dealing with iPhones, so just telling you, if you own other devices, that you can do it with those other devices. Find My iPhone requires iOS 5 or higher, or OS X version 10.75 or later. For more information, see the Apple support article on iCloud system requirements. Just Google that and you'll find it. And important to see all your devices in Find My iPhone. Set up each device with the same iCloud account. Only makes sense. If you don't do that, then you won't be able to see them with the same iCloud account. You have to log into a different one every time. With iOS 7 or later, Find My iPhone also includes a new feature called an activation lock, which is turned on automatically when you set up Find My iPhone. With activation lock, your Apple ID and password are required before anybody can. Turn off the Find My iPhone on your device, sign out of iCloud on your device, or erase and reactivate your device. If you have iOS 7 or later and you've turned your Find My iPhone on, the activation lock will keep anybody from taking your phone and making it theirs. Again, important, make sure you remember your Apple ID and password, and that your password is unique and secure. Someone else shouldn't be able to guess it. You have to install it first, so launch your App Store and download and install the free Find My iPhone application. Again, I highly recommend you do this. Once you've done that, on your device's home screen, you got to set it up. So let's go to Settings and then type iCloud. If you're asked to sign in, enter your Apple ID and password. If you don't have one, tap to get a free one, free Apple ID, and then follow the instructions. If it's not turned on, your iPhone will ask you for permission to allow iCloud to use the location of your iPhone. And it says there, this enables Find My iPhone features, including the ability to show the location of this iPhone on a map. Just click OK on that. Not much sense in having Find My iPhone if its location service is turned off. You'll never find it. If Find My iPhone or Find My iPad or My iPod is turned off, turn it on and turn it to green so slide it to the right. For added security, set up a passcode that needs to be entered before anybody can access the apps and information on your device. You should already actually have it on, but if not, set it up. Go to settings, passcode, or passcode or Touch ID passcode. And if your device has iOS 6 or 7, 5 or 6, go to settings, general, passcode lock. So here's the various screens on how to do that. Make sure that it's on. Check the Find My iPhone app. Make sure its location services are on. The settings are set, and the privacy. The services are on settings, privacy, location services. Slide it to the right. Okay. So you want, again, location services to be working for this for Find My iPhone. Here's showing that again. Go to ensure that the location services is set on and Find My iPhone is on as well. So go to settings, privacy, location services, and on. Make sure it's to the green. Then go down to scroll to Find My iPhone. Find My iPhone, and make sure that that is slid over to the green or to the right. You do have another option here called the status bar icon. Show the location services icon on the status bar when you're tracking this phone from another device. Well, if somebody stole it, do you want them to know you're tracking them? Well, you may, because it could be a deterrent for them doing, keeping your phone. But more than likely, if they see that, they're just going to throw it away. Again, that's a not really a security feature, but it's something that you should consider. Okay, what you see on Find My iPhone app home screen once you have logged in with your Apple ID. This is what you should see. It should show where your devices are, basically showing you the location of the device on a map. Very nice feature, and it shows you that the Find My iPhone is actually working. To locate your iOS device, sign into iCloud.com/number find with your Apple ID and the one you use with iCloud. And if you're using another iCloud app, click the app's name on the top of the iCloud.com window and click Find My iPhone. Click All Devices, then select the device you want to locate in the list. The dot next to the device indicates its status. A green dot means it's online. If the device can be located, you'll also see the time it was last located. A gray dot means it's offline, and if the device was recently online, you'll also see the time it was last located. If the device has been offline for 24 hours, you'll see offline. If the device is online, can be located, its approximate location is shown on the map. The green circle around the device indicates its location. The smaller the circle, the better their accuracy. And here's what you will see once you log into your iCloud account. You have three options here: play sound, lost mode, and erase phone. Understand a few things here. If you put it into lost mode, you'll be able to send a message to the phone, as you see here on the screen. The iPhone's been lost. Please call me, blah, blah, blah. Well, somebody stole it. They don't care about that. Okay? But you also have the ability, if you've lost your iPhone, to play a sound. So say it's in the couch somewhere. If you hit play sound, you'll hear it make a noise, and then you'll be able to locate it. Here's a link, support link for the Find My iPhone app. The third option here is erase iPhone. Now, when you erase the iPhone, you erase everything on the iPhone, which means you'll no longer be able to track it. At that point, you've basically given up hope of locating it or getting it back. So you're just basically saying, hey, I want to make sure that no one uses cracks into my data on this phone, which, is cool. But the lock is still on it, and they will not be able to activate this device without using your Apple ID to actually get past that lock. So again, highly recommend to enable the Find My iPhone app on your iPhone, as it will make it next to impossible for somebody to successfully steal it from you. They may be able to steal the physical phone, but they'll never get your data, and they'll never activate the phone on the service again, which is a major deterrence on their part to keeping it. Those are all my tips for the iPhone and iPhone security. You know, you can do them all, or you can do just one or a few. But regardless, I hope you learned something from watching this, and I hope that I've helped you to make your iPhone more secure. That's it for my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video and it helped you out in some way, do me a favor, click on the like button right down here. And you know, if you wish to subscribe to my channel, just click on this link up here. And that should subscribe you to the Richard Lloyd channel, or Richard Lloyd USA channel. Okay, again, thank you very much for your time and watching.